And light, love and light, love and light. It's your girl, Love. Much love and light to you guys. Made it back for another live stream. I'm jazzed about it, as I'm sure you too are. All right. And what we are talking about today, you guys, is what you really need to know right now. If you were called to this live stream, I need you to know that this is your message. If you are part of the collective here on top of things, I need you to know this is your message. I need you to know, though not every single situationship made mention of, etc., may not resonate, this is still your message in general course overall. Now, here's your part though. You got to use your intuition. It can't be gagged, duct taped, and bound up in the trunk somewhere, okay? Whether it's yours or not, you guys, check. Are you using it? It's your friend. It's a gift, right? But it's not a setup, right? So it's not going to steer you wrong, okay? Now, people, places, things outside of you, influences outside of you, perhaps, right? Hopefully not. I'm not here to word curse you. All I'm saying is friendly reminder, please and thank you, utilize your intuition for this and any other message you're receiving, for this and any other word you're receiving, regardless of the framework of the message, the platform you receive the message through. You get what I'm saying here, guys, right? Okay. There could be some significance to like urban-ish, even urban outfitters perhaps might be of some significance. But right now we're talking about exactly where you are when you find this message. This message is timeless. Here's the sitch. Okay. We're talking about current energies during whatever form of time, if that's even really a thing for you, right? Or for any of us, but I digress. When you find this message, we're talking about current energies for the right now, right now. All right. Much love and light, whoever came in doing the darn thing already, came in and hit the like. I love that. Thank you. I really feel blessed by that, in case you wondered. So thank you. That's amazing. Welcome here. And again, you guys, this one, anyone can get something out of. So this is your message, all right, especially if you've been called to it, okay? So we got a message from your guides. We got a message from your spirit, okay, your support, your spiritual support team, and nonetheless, of course, source, right? And so this is really something that you're going to want to soak in. Again, utilizing your intuition, of course, right? But I promise you guys, this message is not a setup. It's just what it is. And what it is what you really came here to, or maybe even it might be more aptly stated, need to know, all right? So I'm going to give us a chance to kind of gather in a little bit more of a more fullness here. So I'm going to go in with the message. I'm going to open the channel, but please, guys, don't worry. I'm here to do your cards as well, right? And I will most assuredly be ringing the bell. Now, if you don't know what the bell means, that may be a high likelihood that you don't know the live stream rules on how to get your free tarot reading today. And so please be a dear and take a moment. All right, so we don't have to do it later kind of thing. And check that description box, scroll down to the live stream rules so that you're ready when the bell rings. Like I want that for you, okay? Again, not a setup. That's something that keeps coming through channeling. I don't know if somebody here or grouping of the collective here, and I'm not here to project this onto you. I'm picking it up, okay? That, you know, you are really rocking with some fear in the sense of, is this a setup? Is this too good to be true, right? So we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And we're going to take a look at both the tarot and, of course, the oracle cards to give you as much clarity as Spirit will allow me to afford you today. Now, here's the sitch about that, you guys. You can't get everything through, you know, the tarot reader, the tarot message. All right, you got to do your part along with utilizing that intuition and have your own interplay, dare I say, energetic exchange even with the divine to kind of round it out here. So please don't be that one, right, that settles for like, you know, the half-assed version of the path, right? I really want you, and if you're still here with me, your higher selves are coming through too, to say, to get the full package here, the full experience, the bag and stuff in it, right? So the long and the short of it is, for today's understanding, I don't want to say message because this is just part of it, right? Is that thoughts create your reality. Okay, so much so that other people know this to the point where they've made cards about it. So there's that. Again, I'm the messenger, right? I'm giving the message. I too am listening because we're all somewhere on the part together, right? Even if separately and apart. So serious, okay? That's why we come together to receive the collective message. Makes sense? Now, interestingly enough, we're talking about perhaps the crown chakra. Perhaps some of you are, exploring how to kind of work your mind, as it were, even your subconscious under this new land, right? I want to say it that way because we're really always talking about at this point, and from this point forward, we shall be the new earth, which is very consciousness based, right? Not hopping from one rock or one planet or one body of anything to the other. This is literally an integration, kind of giving from within, such to the point where you're going to know and experience that growth if you haven't already begun, right? In just a few more steps up ahead, okay? Now, that's not a doom and gloom, and it's not a message to discourage you because it's not a woe is me message. If anything, it is a message to remain hope filled because, again, this is not a setup, okay? Please believe, all right? There's something about the mental processes and the belief here that are kind of going against the grain here when really you got too much to experience, to live for, to live through, right? And overcome, not to get this. So please, all right. And for those of you that are going, gosh, I feel like, we've heard a message like this. I'm not here to manipulate the messages, right? If I had my choice in the matter, I probably would have went with love. But even then, when we're talking about love messages, are we often talking about love? And again, going back to why we have messages like this, so we're not casting pearls before swine. Not that anybody's better than anyone, but in the sense that you are most assuredly better in the version that you exist as now than the version of you or versions of you in moon cycles past. And that too is just as much the experience and just as much a reason to celebrate. Please don't forget that part. Love and light, country love. Welcome. Much love and light. So, just like we've had on repeat through the channeling, it is what it is. All right. It's all tied into this. And you know what, you guys, it's okay to kind of like mull over some of this great stuff. Like, for instance, when we talk about our birthright, right? There's a whole package if you want to, talk about packages, right? And so we can talk about your abilities and capabilities as well as those, just the same, if not even more, of that of your spiritual guidance team who's very much showing up through this message for you and in support of you today, collective. I need you to believe that. Okay. Truth can be truth all it wants to be, but you're really not implementing it perhaps and or experiencing it and reaping the benefits of it if you're not in tune with that truth. Make sense? Okay. So for somebody in the back trying to be disgruntled, maybe you need to listen up all the more. All right. Because maybe something's triggering you. And the ego is kind of saying, wait a minute, do we have to change anymore? Right? Aren't we done learning? Aren't we done growing? No, you're not. And that's why you're still here. And so the fact that you still got lungs, filling up with breath, the fact that you've got life force energy in you from the divine, I mean, this is all telltale signs as well as even tangible evidence as to how you're here with worth. You're here with purpose, and your story is not over yet. So now what? Well, now what is start believing and actively actioning out some of your co-creation abilities, okay, that were also gifted to you by the divine. So it's like you really got a pass to do this, okay, to live and create your best life. And that goes back to that essence of utopia that we were talking about, I believe, a lot last month, okay. But there's something about the mind and the ego here really needing balance, really needing a good, I don't want to say once over because you guys, some of you might be, if you're like resonating with that energy, and I'm not calling anyone out. I don't have anybody's name, you know what I'm saying? And so please just take the healing balm as it comes to you if you should need, right? But really there's no pressure at this. Like if you're feeling like, gosh, I should have been done by now. Something's off there because the divine's not going, you know what? We created this ultimate strategy. We set you up for failure and we can't believe that you're still succeeding. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Make it make more sense, right? Also, if you know that you've been healing and you've been growing, and just the same, you're not at that end game or that next milestone, right? So what of it? Because you're here to enjoy the experience. Just like we talked recently a couple times now about vacation, right? The vacation vibes start when you even start planning it, not even the day that you have the car packed up or you're at the airport getting ready to step on the plane. I'm so serious. It's the whole in the whole of it that you are to take, perceive, experience, learn from, grow out of, and appreciate nonetheless. Because you guys, if you never had a shit day, how would you even know, like, oh, this is like one of the best days of this week alone, let alone this month, let alone this year, right? And even then, when you kind of get to like, this is kind of pretty decent day. You need to really hone in on that. Don't gloss over it, you guys, because you're kind of not giving yourself, like, how like people are always like out for dopamine hits and stuff. You're kind of depriving yourself of like the spiritual dopamine hit on the strength of you utilizing a lot of strength, you flexing your faith muscles so damn hard and maybe even harshly to the point where it felt like it was to your detriment and not to your betterment. You best celebrate. Chills on this. So this is like all systems go. For anyone here who feared that during the celebration of self and self capabilities and self abilities that you would automatically be thwarted into some sort of form of narcissism, that's a falsity. Ego needs checked. Okay. Now here's the stage. We don't hate ego, to be clear. Ego is necessary, right? However, a toxic anything, ego inclusive, we don't have time for that in the new earth. Here's why. On top of it, you guys, you right now standing in new earth, standing, right? Conscious base, just go with it. Vision it, perhaps, right? Okay. You're actually here to build it as well. Front lines ish. And this goes back to divine strategy, blueprint, even. You are needed here. You are essentially God's artillery, right? You are the sharpshooter, the sniper, the marksman, the best of the best here. And so it is a privilege, not a pressure, to build new earth. And so it is a privilege, not a pressure, to learn and grow your soul. All right. And on top of that, you signed up for all of this. Might as well experience it in the highest vibrational manners and thought patternings. Makes sense? But here's the sitch. We weren't programmed for that from day one coming here in this particular incarnation. That was part of something else's strategy and blueprint. Do you understand? This is why we talk about and go through a lot of spiritual warfare. And it is what it is. Okay. But your capabilities, nonetheless, and coupling that with your spiritual guidance and your protection, okay, and also being mindful that this is not your first rodeo. All right, you've done this many, 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 many times, many, many lives. Okay, you are far more than capable. Excuse me, you are far more capable than you may realize in current energies. Now, here's also why. Spiritual warfare. You got people jealous. What do you mean you made it to the new earth? What do you mean? I was looking for a whole rock near the sun. I had it mapped out in the coordinates and everything. Too darn bad. So sad to be you, karmic whomever. Right? This is like the energy of somebody who really felt like perhaps that they could just buy their way into like spiritual wealth. That's laughable. Are you kidding me? It's not even a thing. And if you even knew half of the half, you would know, don't waste your time, right? So people are kind of disgruntled around just in general, right? It's, just sadly, the general course anymore that, people are more easily miserable. Okay. Now, I didn't say that the miserability wasn't necessarily valid, right? But here's the sitch. Just because you can make miserable or anything, hear me out. Those retail therapy junkies know what I'm talking about. Just because you are capable of making sense of something doesn't mean it's the highest vibrational outcome, doesn't mean it's even the experience that you believe in those moments that you're signing up for. So it's really best to do the work. Okay. And I know many of you, especially my A1 day ones, I really truly appreciate you hanging out with me, and I really do truly appreciate you soaking this all in, because you too at this juncture, more likely than not, are finding yourselves sharing some of the knowledge that it took you to kind of try again at this. Okay. And again, that's beautiful and it's brilliant. Okay. Because we're all connected. Makes sense. So, as you should. All right. But the preventative maintenance still has to be part of your lifestyle. And that means you have to check in. Like, hey, what's ego talking about now? What was this subconscious saying last, the last 23 minutes? Like, we were worrying about this, about our health. Okay, so now that we've identified that, we can actually go ahead and look up some holistic ways, go to Reddit perhaps and see what everyone else is talking about regarding this particular aspect of health, instead of sitting there, right, just going, oh, yeah, I'm worried, dot, period. No, that's not the way you create your version of utopia, all right? Your version of your little neck of the woods in this new earth. Would that be the case? No, you're divinity walking and aware. Too much has already happened. You already lived through too much. Should you fear to end it all? No! Will you fear and be faced with fear again? Perhaps. And so what of it? Because as you study to show yourselves approved, as you believe and believe again, as you try and try again, you overcome such to the point where you understand, because of course, hindsight's 2020, that you are a winner here to win at all of this, inclusive of money and love, dreams, wishes, fulfillment. And for the right now, not the tomorrows of yesterday, yesteryear. Okay? So this is really great news. But you guys, thoughts are creating your reality. So if you look to the left and to the right, you're like, man, I'm scared. I don't like it. It hurts. It stinks here. Okay? You're being guided to right now by your higher selves as well as your spiritual guidance team. Of course, inclusive of source. You may call them God, goddess. Okay? Let go of the toxic traits of the ego. So now we're talking about the mental space, but more. Okay, there's more to it. The ego will drive the mental space as well as the heart space. So you really got to have that in balance. Otherwise, you're really flying off the rails. Again, some might say. We can't have that. It would be a time waster. And you're here to enjoy far more than those types of experiences. So it's okay to grow, or maybe more aptly stated, align with new types of experiences. Make sense? But is the new scary? Is that it? Because we got to talk about it, because fear keeps coming out. All right. I pulled it again today. I pulled right to it too. And it's got a brilliant 37, reducing to a wonderful, very timely, gosh, won't you allow for it to happen, 10. Which talks about endings, yes, but simultaneously new beginnings. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. Let it happen. Could you imagine, irregardless of your sex, just hear me out, right? Could you imagine anything pregnant just trying to will the baby, whether animal or not, right, in there, just to never come out? How unhealthy would that be for not only the pregnant being, whether, animal or not, right? And the baby. That would be toxic. Okay, so you guys can't hold on to the new earth-ish that will most assuredly, and has already proven time and time again, will hinder you, will hurt you. Okay, you've got to choose you at this, and you've got to choose you with the new at this. Okay, because here's the stitch, you guys, at the root, here's what's going on. You guys have never experienced, I am not trying to word curse, if this is a part of the message that you don't resonate with, I celebrate that for you too. Okay, but I got to get this out for those that do. If you really kind of dumb it down to its root here, okay, and you're going, yeah, I get it, I've been through a lot. Yes, I deserve so much more than I've ever been through. I deserve so much more than I've ever had access to. This is exactly what's going on. But the fear of, how would that be? Could I handle it? Will it stay around? Will I get abandoned? And therein is the ego. You got to fix it, okay? Because someone outside of you can't. Even if they're claiming that they love you, they have proven that they're loyal to you even. Wow, who's that? Because you know what? Send them love light, because they did, ooh, what a rare gem, right? But you know what I'm saying? So I get it, okay? The fear may come about this, but as you do the work and kind of get stubborn about staying built up in your faith, like, no, I know my why. You don't get to question my why anymore. I know it. Thank you, next. Thank you, universe, for the lesson. The lesson is the blessing. I am the blessing because I got through the lesson kind of thing, right? Thank you next, okay? Because you guys, thoughts create your reality. So if you're going, every single man, dot, 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 every single lover, dot, 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 is always dot, 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 right? Unless you're plugging in the most highest vibrational ish up in there, please be mindful. You shouldn't be talking about always and never. Okay? Because you're boxing not only yourself, your love life, your pentacles, but divinity into something that you don't have right to box any of that into any of that. Makes sense? You're here to do your part, yes, but you're not here to be opposition to divinity. You are divinity. You're on the same team. Too late, right? So, okay, your support team's coming through saying, listen, okay, thoughts create your reality. You got to check the ego because ego is assisting with punching in some of those thoughts there that aren't necessarily to be thought. Ugh, right? And your support team is saying 2 minds are better than 1, 3 minds are better than 2, and 4 minds are unstoppable. Of course, you have more than 3 other guides in your spiritual support team. You're not small potatoes, honey, right? Many of you are famous in the spirit realm, if you could only recall. So there's that. And if you don't know all of the stuff, always and always, and you know you're being called into action, you know you're being called into growth, ask for the assistance. Again, going back to that birthright package, you are owed this. Okay, this is, you know what it's giving? It's giving oh my god, what is that movie? I think it's called Coming to America. Like, I am the Prince of Zamunda, right? Like all of those, like, I don't know, I don't want to call them day laborers, but like all of those like servants, really. It's like a man could be, you know, on the East Coast in New York or, you know, Wakanda or Zamunda, right? And best believe the intention is for all of the protection that court carries to also be part and parcel of that royal being's experience, regardless of the location. So I don't know if you guys are fearing now that I've identified that I definitely have set foot on New Earth. Again, conscious base, not a rock. All right, just go with it. Proverbial foot, right? Does divinity still back me? Of course, you are too much. You're too much divinity. Where is the issue? It might be that ego rocking with fear. And so we're talking about this, okay? And they made cards about it. I'm just the messenger, just saying, all right? But now is a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment, okay? 69 could be, aside from one of your favorite positions, an angelic code you could be seeing, all right? So you guys, you could be thinking angel numbers are meaning something that has nothing to do with angelic code, but it is. So please look it up. It's like, yeah, it's fun to see and talk about and feel 69. Maybe look it up as a freaking angel number and see how it might round out your message or the day or night you're having. Your experience makes sense, okay? So let this fear go, let the toxic ego go, and allow for this integration, okay? Now, I asked specifically what types of activations and or energies that we already possess, because some of you, you've already had activations in some of the things that we're going to talk about, and others of you, you know, it's like in spite of that being the truth, you're just now learning that, right? And then others of you, perhaps, you know, you've got to, you know, you're at the start line at some of this. We're all somewhere in the path. I'm not unmindful of that, okay? But nonetheless, I'm also high key, just the same, not unmindful of the fact that you carry success in all of this. You are the blueprint for success in all of this. And really, by in all of this, I'm talking about your life, whether you're talking about work life, home life, love life, right? I'm talking about your career, perhaps for some. I'm talking about your business, perhaps for others, right? There's a lot at stake here because you are here to do and be a lot. Again, you are building New Earth, co-creating with all aspects of divinity. This, I mean, if you can't wrap your head around that, I'll at least tell you this much. This is the appointed time of the path where you start to learn and experience the fact that you have been owed in many moon cycles past, hell, even some incarnations in the past, if you can say it that way, because everything everywhere all at once kind of thing. But this is owed to you. Like, this is, there's no need to feel small about this or apologetic, because you guys have planted, chills on this, so many seeds upon seeds upon seeds upon seeds that not to be rude or challenging to you, but I'm reading the energy, and this is the best way I can try to explain it. It's like you have done so much that you couldn't even recall how many seeds you planted. Some of you, and I have chills on this, you guys. This is literally truth, okay? So lay claim to it, hold on to it, okay? It is safe to hold on to this truth. This is not a setup for you to believe something so that you can be, a failure. All right, you never were a failure, even if you failed in the sense of a test, a mission, referable to what thoughts you let ruminate in there, in your mental space, and the way that you allowed feelings to kind of, perhaps, right? Gone are those days, though. We're celebrating the fact of the experience, not perfection. It doesn't exist in this realm, so it's okay, right? The only way perfection exists in this realm is through divinity, is the best way to say that, right? And even then, you're part and parcel of divinity. So please, there's no failure connected to you. I know you didn't win everything. It wasn't part of the plan. You had to learn. You had to be stimulated. You needed catalytic type of energy to get your freaking attention. That's why the angel numbers come. And we're still talking about, look up those angel numbers, would you? They really help round out the message. Okay, so please, just believe and do the work. And here's what I need you to know. As scary and as daunting as that may seem, it's at least, if not less, the same amount of energy you're already putting into the toxic-ish. You just think it's easier because you're great at it, because you do it more up until now. Now you're turning over the new leaf, right? Right? Who said they didn't? Who's on the fence? Get off the fence and live your best life, okay? Unapologetically. Allow this integration to come in. Allow yourselves to perceive positive. Okay, what is positive? Now, why would we even have to like explain that? Because some of you are looking at your goals, the milestones, the accolades, the awards. Some of you have shelves with tangible evidence of the very ish that you maybe even in moon cycle past before it happened wondered, would it, could it, will I, right? And you gloss over it so easily. Why is that? Here's the sitch. The more you celebrate yourself, the more you give yourself chance and opportunity and reason to validly celebrate yourself. It's giving win, 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 right? Rocking with fear ain't no win there. I'm so serious. Fear is a rubber. It's not your friend, okay? Allow for this integration into New Earth. Allow for your intuition to assist you with discernment. Also, please know, discernment is a gift given to whom? You, as part of what? Your birthright package. Hello, hey, hi. You are supreme royalty beings way before you'll ever be simply and solely human. That's why you don't even think perfection and human in the same category. Get it? You're not just human. You're not just your name. You're not just your government identification. You're not just your title at work. You're not just your title at home, right? So much more than that. Well, here's the sitch. That in and of itself is tangible evidence, okay, mentally tangible, just go with it, right? Of the fact that you are, when you refract your light all the way back, part and parcel of source, life force, energy, divinity, okay? So please, check into the solar plexus energy, all right? Do the megahertz bathing, do the crystal sound bowl bathing, whatever works, different strokes for different folks. Do the somatic exercises, all right? Stretch, lengthen, release, okay? Heal up this aspect of your maybe bruised ego or overactive ego. I'm not exactly sure because this, I don't know if somebody just has like a lot of caffeine running through there. I don't know. It's just giving like, you know how like you can have something like caffeine and it's like it will just take your normal overactive mind and just or overactive emotions even and just go and then you go, it's just I had Starbucks or just I had coffee, don't mind me, right? If that's you, please give yourself a chance to actually reset your freaking central nervous system. You got to detox, honey. And you guys, I really do think that I think that probably towards the end of this week. So today is Saturday. So I'm probably talking, well, let's see. I think me personally, I'm going to go on a fast this week, but I don't think logically that I can make it right on the first. I'm giving you guys a heads up and I will post about it because a couple of you, not everyone, I get that, I'm not pressuring anyone to do anything, right? Except for maybe heal, but you know, kind of my job. But anyways, if you'd like to join in the fast, I will definitely post on the community board. So you guys make sure that you have the notifications turned on so you don't miss it. Because many of you did express that you wanted to know the next time for the next round. And I don't know about you, but your girlie's not playing. I'm coming here for the bag and everything in it. All right. And I want to bless my peoples, of course. Right. Because we're all in this together. You guys, that's why we celebrate each other's wins. All right. And I don't know if some of you are with this fear. I just wanted to say fear factor. Right. Maybe there's some significance to that show or somebody on the show. Um, but, you know, really honoring the success that you are is going to help you fear all the more less the success most assuredly coming to you. And I get it. You know, you can't, it's hard to be like super successful and also like completely unseen. Many of us have been completely unseen for most of our lives, right? Part of the strategy and blueprint of the divine hello hey hi makes sense, right? So it can be daunting even though we're talking about success. Like it's like, oh, that's great, yeah, of course you want to, you know, have all these accolades, and of course you want to write that book or that script, and of course, you know, and then it's like, then, you know, the other side of the coin is, oh, that could lead to perhaps a TED talk of sorts. That could lead to perhaps chills on that, like sold out stadiums, right? And all eyes on you. And what of it? You came here as success to be successful. You came here as a divine royal being, right? A light being, a star seed, okay, to be more than a human. So where is the problem? Love and light, Alphonse. Happy birthday. And Love and Light, who did I oh, hold on a second, you guys. Love and Light Ivo. Um, so here's the switch, you guys. The frequency of soul time is asking you collectively right now, and you could be seeing fours in significance of this, which also do speak to you know, the request to heal, the reminder to heal. And of course, you've already got the capability. You just got to believe so that you action it out. All right. So it allows, okay, so soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. A new reality to emerge. Now, thoughts create your reality. Fears, stagnation, and robber of said new reality or anything. And soul time is here as a vibrational frequency, all right, being infused into your very essence, your auric field, you might say, right now, right now. Because again, when you find this message, okay, this is what's going on for you. All right. Confirmation. Okay, so a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. And remember, you guys, we talked a while back that part of the cheat code in this process is to really gain access to the other versions of self, spanning beyond even this particular incarnation, to pull through, okay, and to call back your energy, your abundance, your skill set, your capabilities, all right, to then actively co-create your version of utopia in this new earth conscious based energy, all right. So the concept of zetas come to mind. Zedas, I believe, is how you spell the plural. um Please look this stuff up, you guys. I'm given a lot of stuff and I don't have time to go through every freaking rabbit hole. If you have any questions about anything you hear channeled or see done on this channel, please check the description box and you're going to find an email address. You can definitely reach your girl there, and I'll be more than happy to clear up any confusion, or to gain or to allow you to gain clarity, okay, as I'm able to give. But here's the situation is still very much recalibrating on the, I want to say it more like on the other side of this transition. We've been talking about transition metamorphosis for a while now, okay? But in this case, and you know it's funny, the transition comes with the angelic code 43 reducing down to 7. And many of you know, but for those that don't, sevens do speak to the closing out of cycles and rewards for having done so. Okay, so this is in your now as you find this message, and you're being asked to utilize the frequency of realization to assist you, right? Like this is like the epitome of like trying to do some grounding work referable to um your new elevation vibrationally. All right. You may also say spiritually. This life is far more spiritual, right? But this life is also heavily connected to frequencies and vibration. So, you know, if you've ever heard of like you maybe had readings before where it's like, oh, karmics are looking for you, they can't find you. You're no longer on not only the timeline, but the vibrational frequency that you were last tracked to be at, that you last gave access of yourselves to these karmic individuals, right? Or not, because some people just really track others in the spirit once they see your light. This is why you've got to study to show yourselves approved. You don't want to be the one that goes, I don't know, like it's kind of peopling outside. And every time you go outside, people just want to like tell me their whole life story. But could you imagine how annoying that would be if you didn't understand why? Now many of you on the other side of doing work and allowing for clarity to come and asking for same understand, oh, I'm a healer, oh, I am a light being, oh, my energy is freaking addictive because it's awesome AF, because I'm no small potatoes and I'm freaking royal divinity in a meat suit, of course. So it's giving like oh my god, what is that song? If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. Right? So, see how you kind of stay built up in that scenario when you've done the work, and how you were drained in the version of the same scenario, mind you. People just doing the same thing. I want to tell you my life story. I don't know you. I only got 12 seconds of time, but I'm going to give you my whole life story in these 12 seconds because I feel obligated to. Right? Drained, draining, scary, even, right? So fear not. Maybe you can assist yourself with fearing not by studying to show yourself approved, by actually accepting who you are versus who you are not. Maybe even accepting the fact that you don't know everything, and so what of it? You're not here to, right? As you learn, oh, I'm not even here to know everything. Like, even though I got this big ass mission, even though like divine and ancestors appointed me, even though I'm anointed, right? I don't have to know everything. Takes the pressure off, right? Makes the experience all the more enjoyable, palatable. Some might say doable, right? Okay. So help yourselves by realizing who you are versus who you are not. Graciously accept the infinite love that the universe is ushering into you now. Get grateful, all right, like you already know exactly all aspects of the manifestations and the harvest. You guys remember, you have to kind of, I don't want to say fake it, right? But this is definitely a situation where it's like you can't look for the tangibility first to then be grateful. And here's why. Remember how we just spoke about you can't even keep up with the amount of seeds in remembrance that you planted for yourself and others, I'm hearing to say. So of course the command here, and lovingly so, is to get grateful in spite of not seeing it, in spite of not knowing everything. Okay, but one thing you should know, you definitely should be grateful. I don't care if you don't see any of your seeds manifested yet. It's a thing. Unless you believe to your detriment, and because of these same vibrational and spiritual laws and principles, you're not aligned to receive them. That's going to be on you. Don't come for the divine when that happens. All right? You got to do the work. You've got to check your own ego. You can't expect somebody else to do it. I mean, it's fun every now and again, I suppose, for kinks and giggles. But this is serious. This is your lifestyle. You can't be running around half cocked. It's too dangerous. It's too karmic laced, right? And of course, karma Doesn't have to mean something with some sort of bittersweet taste to it or worse. But again, free will, right, comes to play, and lovingly so. And so, lovingly so, I state this, which is at this point to be obvious. All right, the choice is yours. What experience will you have? What utopia will you create? How will you build or not on New Earth? Okay? The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever changing nature of existence and our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Now, we know we got the grace. Divine already stamped it approved for you, got your name on it and everything, right? Okay. So we got grace. How about the ease? Again, the choice is yours. How will you experience the fullness of fruition of your manifestation? All of those seeds. You're going to take the hard way? Or are you going to just allow for the way to be ease? All right. Yeshua is coming through. You may call him Jesus. All right. And definitely the alchemist you want to talk to regarding transmuting, alchemizing, overcoming some of these energies. Okay. In spite of reciprocity being something around you or not. Okay. However, I can tell you that as you do this work on a very personal note, yes, you do get reciprocity. If you do not settle for crumbs, yes, you do get who and what you're looking for. Whether, you know, this is talking about relationships that you already have in existence, okay? And because you rightfully and healthfully kept your boundaries about you, right? You taught this person in the ways that you love yourself, how to teach you, right? Or your tribe just essentially one by one coming into the picture as you allow them to be able to be, because you align with the very vibrational frequency that is the prerequisite in order to have conversations, excuse me, I meant to say connections and conversations that are higher minded, high vibrational, healthy. Okay. And so that's why it's very important to do the work, as well as while doing the work, be grateful because you're bringing it in. You're not chasing it. You're receiving it. You're attracting it. It is already yours. You are already owed those things. You already planted the seeds. You've already earned them. For those that feel they have to earn every little aspect of the miraculous, which is not a thing, you guys. So please kind of fix the ego about that. All right. Because you're going to make the path not easy, even in spite of the grace. Don't be that one. You deserve the grace and the ease. You've already been stamped approved for that. It's not like the divine's going to be like, what the hell? Hold on, hold on. We said that they could have grace. The freaking ease. No, that was never part of the plan. Like, really? You're not here set up. Unless you're really understanding you're here to be set up. Confirmation. All right. Just like karma, the words, the phrase, the ideation of being set up doesn't have to have a negative connotation. Maybe you've got to do the work, right, to understand that, so that if and when someone, something, or hell, even yourselves try to creep up, right, that flesh tries to creep up saying, but how about now you believe now though it's Wednesday, right? It's like, yeah, I believe. Stop asking. You already know I believe. Next thing you know, you don't really rock around in the mental or the heart space nearly as conflicted as you used to when you were in that draining experience. Okay? All right? Transition can be described as the passage from one stage to another, however deeply or mildly it impacts it impacts our lives. Transition always implies change of some sort, and most of us are afraid of change. There's that fear. We're not allowing that to stay, right? No fear, right? Right? No fear. And you guys, you know what this means? If you have yet to do so, hit that like button, please, and thank you. I'm going to ring the bell in a few seconds here, not even minutes, I promise. All right, so stop wanting things to stay the same when you already know they were crappy, stinky, and worse. Okay? Let it go. Just because you don't know if you're trading something for the better, get grateful. Tap into the grace. Ask for explanation, clarity. Have a whole freaking powwow with your spiritual guidance team. But fearing and worrying, you should not be participating in. It's toxic, it's hurtful, it's hate filled, even. And you're here, especially now that you've really officially arrived in this new earth energy, to live a lifestyle of what? Self love. No way around that one, you guys. Just like there's no way around free will. Okay? So take a moment to look at, this aspect of the stage of transition. How do you flow with the aspect of transition coming into your life? Love and light, Freaky J. What transitions are you afraid of? You got to get serious with this. All right. The first step to overcoming fear is to identify like the root. Ooh, that's the key. Some of you are glossing over. It's like, yep, I found fear, but what of it? Where's the root of that fear? Because you may be saying, well, it's stemming from, my ex-lovers, right? And really, when you trace it back to the root in a very honest, in a very open-minded manner, right? And of course, with the assistance of your intuition, your spiritual guides, and all of that, right? You may realize quickly, but see, not quickly in general, I mean quickly on the other side of doing the work and facing this, right? That it had nothing to do with your ex-lovers originally. Initially. It could very well be a parent figure or someone in authority who laid claim to not only know you, but love you and protect you. Come to find out on the other side, there wasn't love there and there was not protection there, unless by that individual for the betterment of that individual and not me kind of thing, right? And this is not the easiest of work to do, you guys. Like, who wants to be like, oh, all my life I was lied to and never loved? Like, you know what I'm saying? Make sense of that, if you will, right? Nobody's like signing up for that, like, to be like their normal day and night type of experience, right? However, chosen ones now, we go through a whole gambit of hell in order to what? Create utopia in the new earth, or some might call it heaven. So it is what you will make of it. And the great news is you're not even here to make it all on your own, left to your own devices, simply and solely, right? But here's the sitch nonetheless, you guys. If you're not using your own efforts, if you're not believing in you, divine forces can believe in you all it wants to, and you're still, gosh, please don't be this one. You're still getting in the way of the divine strategy and blueprint, which again is not a setup for failure. It's to ensure that you live out days and nights over and over and over again that are inclusive of the perks of your birthright package. All right, where you are living it out in baseline energy, which is literally calm, peace, and serenity. Not fear, not worry, not woe is me, not victimhood, not downright insanity, trying to do the same things, trying to be someone you're not over and over and over again to the point of your own detriment. And how hate-filled towards yourselves is that? And if we're talking about you, we're talking about divine forces. Ooh. Right? So you definitely want to celebrate. This is so... I cannot believe this freaking oracle. I don't even know if it'll show because of the lighting right now. I need you guys to know I don't have this oracle memorized, and I just read the words on the page. I promise the words are on the page. Also, if you can't even believe that much, I probably shouldn't be reading for you, so there's that. Celebrate your transitions with an exclamation point, you guys, is on this page. The channeling was already like, listen, stop glossing over like the ways that you're amazing, right? Stop glossing over it. Celebrate. Get grateful. Okay. Now, why is that? Because that is the prerequisite to actually actioning out your part, your believability, your being stubborn in faith. Okay. You want to be stubborn. I don't know about what much else is more appropriate to be stubborn about, but I can tell you it's always regarding your faith in the matter, regarding your being hope-filled, right? That better days brighter outcomes, brighter experiences are already in existence for you, and that you are actively aligning to them. Look at this. Actively aligning to the frequency. Okay. And what's at that next leveling frequency? Freedom, wish fulfillment, and completion of the transformation. Believe. Okay. Open your heart and your mind to receive this. Like, seriously, this is not a test. Be open to receiving the gifts of the universe. You guys have so much more coming to you than you manifested. And here's the sitch. I cannot get around this. Every time I check, this is the truth. You guys have already manifested so many of those seeds that you don't even have the current ability to remember or lay claim to. All right. So that's like already next level. But on top of it, because the divine like appreciates you, okay, probably even more than you're currently able to, because how would you, like, if you can't, like, if you never had a heart of it, makes sense, you know, you guys, we don't bless people going, you see this divine, right? You don't, you know, you don't even whip out a cell phone. You see how like I gave them $5, you see how I fed them, they didn't know where we were going to get their next, no, but the divine sees it all. And this is why, most assuredly, on top of your, like, oh my gosh, had no idea. Like, you can't even have any idea. Don't even try. All right. To know how big this is. But please know it's big, because the divine is so loving towards us, right? That they will most assuredly bless beyond even what we asked and even what we earned. Even if you want to talk about blessings being a thing to earn, which I don't think that that's like the first, I don't think that's like the safest type of understanding about blessings, because you don't want to trap yourself into a situation where you believe that in order to be blessed, you've got to earn it first, because that's also not the case. Again, you're not here set up for failure by the divine. Right? Like, this is not like, you know, like put the divine collective starseed member in a ring and see what happens. Like, you're part of a freaking strategy. Divine needs you here. You're like special ops forces, like top tier. And many of you are still struggling to even get out of bed some days, because you're like, I don't feel worthy. I feel like nobody gives a fuck. Tap in to the actual good in your life, and it may have to be more seen in the spirit realm initially, but I guarantee you, on the other side of you kind of rocking in the spirit realm and getting built up with your faith and getting clarity, you're going to have to see it in the outer world. They made cards about it, okay? But you've got to use your own abilities and capabilities, okay, to assist yourselves and divinity within you and the divinity that backs you, okay, to create this outer world of experience, of enjoyment, of all the things and people and places and experiences and blessings and lessons, because we're not here to stop learning, right? That you want to see and that you know you're deserving of, the kind that you would write home about, the kind that you would write books about, etc., etc. You get where I'm going with that, okay? So the bell has rung, and we're going to close out session on the other side of me reading your cards, and the bell will again ring. I'm saying that in case, God forbid, I miss somebody. All right, you guys, it's definitely not intentional. However, please and thank you. Know those live stream rules, because we are growing here. And I'm grateful to say that. Thank you guys for every one of you who has assisted, whether watching 5 seconds, 15 minutes, or 15 hours towards those watch hours. I really, really appreciate you guys. It has not gone unnoticed. Blessings, blessings, blessings all around to all of us on the strength of pulling through and really working together to get these free messages out to more beautiful souls like yourselves. And of course, as we grow, algorithmically, we grow as well. And so we can really kind of, you know, make ish shake in the most glorious and highest vibrational sense of that phraseology. Of course, right? We're in New Earth, makes sense. Okay. Much love and light, you guys. I hope you're feeling as amazing as you are. Thank you, Country Love, for that bell assist. All right, let me see. I got to play catch up, you guys. Forgive me. Okay, so Alphonse, if you're still here, bell has rung. And happy birthday to you, birthday boy. And okay, now let me see here. Oh, the flip emoji. Oh my gosh, tap in. That's a see country love. That's how you know when you guys when you have synchronicities like so country love just typed one in the chat. She was actually typing in tap in and I'm going tap in, right? But you guys might also notice like aside from like other readings or readers, it might even be like the radio, the television, even like an ad, or somebody around you. Like let's say like you're in a store and you're like thinking something, and then somebody like says the same words that you're thinking, or you're saying something, and something around you is going blah blah blah, like exactly what you said. That's how you know you've been doing the work. I'm speaking in code there because I gotta watch what I'm saying, but you are very much to be celebrating yourself. If you resonate, you've been experiencing things like that, and you know what? Uh, Not me toot my own horn, but I very much resonate with that. So you're definitely not alone in that, country love, or anyone else experiencing that. And I say that because you guys sometimes it can be a little daunting. It's like, well, what, like how, what in the Truman Show kind of like, hold on now. Did I say that? Did I, because it's like, it almost feels like sometimes it happens and it's like, were you in my, like, I have a friend like that too. Like, I'm always like saying something or they're saying something. And then like we have like this running joke, like, get out of my head because sometimes you guys, you're so tapped in, you're tapping into other people's ish and you can sometimes think it was your own, right? Till on the back end, of course, hindsight's 2020. You're like, oh my gosh, so I was just channeling what you got going on there. But like, so it's pretty neat the way that this life is far more spiritual than it is often taught as to be. Okay. And again, that's all I'll say on that one. But you guys are tapped in. Congratulations. And I love that for you. If you don't have any questions, you guys, no worries. I will again ring the bell. And I just do want to close out the message before I forget these last cards. All right. Because we're talking about your power, you guys. All right. And there's that solar plexus energy. Okay. You may want to actually put on, if you do already have these things, look at this. Look at the golden hue, the yellow hues, right, coming out. You may want to assist yourselves by, eating like yellow peppers, whatever else yellow foods there are. Of course, hopefully you would want it to be more like actual food, right? Because cornbread's yellow too, and it goes down the hatch quite nicely if I do say so myself. But I don't really think like eating a bunch of cornbread is going to assist you vibrationally, if that makes sense. So you do want to be mindful, especially, if okay, there's no way that, you're going to implement fasting, then you need to implement more raw food, whole foods, okay? Even if you got to mix it with some of the other slop, right? Just to get it in you, get your body acclimated, okay? Because you do want to keep the body light in this stage at least, maybe in this season perhaps. Or maybe the most aptly stated in New Earth, so that you keep your spiritual giftings and abilities in operation with the most ease afforded unto you. Okay. If you're clogged up, backed up, plugged up, and again, it's outside of whatever kinky experience you got going on there, you really need to take a look at that, because those are indicators that, even connecting to the spiritual and or emotional body and or your auric field, there is some stagnation, and that can very well be directly connected, long story short, to the reason why you're going, why didn't the money come in yet? Why didn't the connection come in yet? Why is my life like this, right? And so you really do have to honor your power by utilizing it, right? Honor your strength by utilizing it. And there's no punishment in that. Just because something, even like a transition, okay, could be like hard, all right, doesn't have to mean that it's hard because it is something that is meant to be experienced where you're drained and stripped of your energy on the other side of it, okay? Right? Even some of those, we talked about cleaning up your space and things like that. Some of those chores, they're not for funsies, right? But gosh, ain't it grand having a clean space where you feel healthy, where you feel like, gosh, nothing really changed other than you know, me adding some order, maybe taking some things out of here, but I feel a lot better. I feel a lot more hope filled, and I can flex my faith muscles all the more, right? It's a win-win because it's all connected, you guys. You got to do the work, all right? Inside and out, outside and in, so that ultimately everywhere on the outside of you is matching everywhere on the inside of you, and it's all beautiful and it's all safe and happy and healthy and wealthy and wise. Okay. And that would be par for the course of not only 10 of Pentacles vibes, which is looking to come to you on the other side of you realizing, and look, this card also says power, exactly who you are versus who you are not, and what that means for you, and what you don't give a rat's ass that means for anyone else, karmic or not. There is no power in the universe but ourselves that can free us. Well, why is that? Because we refract back to divinity, which is beyond the human existence package. So serious. So again, what did I just say through the channeling? It's okay to utilize your strength. It doesn't have to mean that it isn't an experience that isn't worth the experience. So you figured you were going to always be built up in the fact that you are strong by never utilizing your strength? Are you serious? Because we're really here talking about the fact that you guys are, some of you, really having to, again, be asked. I'm trying to watch my words here because I'm not trying to word curse nobody. Okay. But you are, again, having to be asked by the universe, who sees all, watches all, hears all, right? So I mean, I'm pretty sure if they're asking, it's probably a valid thing. Not to come for anybody, right? But again, you're being asked to own up to, unapologetically so, your power, which again is divinity, which again is royalty, which again is not simply and solely human or even humanistic. Okay, you're bigger than that. All right, just so serious. So of course, you've got to do your part to play, to assist yourselves in, what did we talk about today? Well, we talked about getting wish fulfillment as well as freedom and experiencing it, not just having it. You already have it. You're here to experience it now, and that's why we're talking about this, because you want to actually put that experience into an interplay where you can see it and feel it and write books about it. And all right. Interestingly enough, we did have a card referable to perfection. Allow for me to read the card and then drive it home, please, and thank you. God in us and through us, as us, no severability, just can only express according to its own nature. The card says his, but I ain't doing the patriarchy today, so just saying, okay? Which is inclusive of perfection. There's the perfection. So it wasn't you left to your own devices trying to be something like that through simply and solely a meat suit. Okay. But when you add your awareness of the truth of the fact of the matter, which is that God, goddess, source, higher power, however you need the tag words to come out of my face for this part, plug it in you and through you is you. So now, please stop with the negative remarks about you to you. Stop with the jokes about you, your weakness, the way your avatar presents. Because the whole time, God, goddess, universe, source, higher self is not only present, is not only is you, but is listening to you. And you know what we say about the universe listening? The universe don't give a bleepity bleep about your intentions. The universe is listening. What are the words? What's the vibe? What's the fear? Where's the stagnation? Where's the blockage? What's your intent? Are you doing the work? And it just literally gives you what you're giving. I'd like to think with that grace energy, unlike the blessings aspect where you always get more than what you bargained for, hopefully it's not always the case. referable to the other side of that coin, where you're manifesting against your own intended harvest. Should you take the risk in finding out? I think if you want to take any risk to find anything out, it should be about your own power, right? Um, to be clear. Push or pull came out for you guys. At all times, we are either drawing things to us or pushing them away. Just like we also say, and I was taught even in the religious community, go figure, that we're either always going into a storm or coming out of one. This is par for the course of being alive, folks. Okay, this is how you know you're alive, yes, but also learning and growing your soul. And you're contracted, you signed up to do just that. So where is the problem? Where is the setup? Somebody needs to get real with the fact that you are already here. Too late. Same deal with you're already a winner. Too late, you can't mess it up. There is no failure attached to you that overarches the energy such to the point where your existence simultaneously coincides with failure. It can't be a thing for you, babe. You're already on the great side of karma. We're talking about please believe it so that you actually receive all aspects of the experience that you most assuredly signed up to receive and to experience and to celebrate and to grow from. Okay? Outward life coming out. Speaking of, it says, the outward life is a result of the subjective state of our thoughts, our beliefs, our patterns. Creative thought coming out here. We must say that all thought is creative according to the nature, impulse, emotion, or conviction behind the thought. So if you can have cards that state that thoughts can be heavily connected to not only the nature, the impulse, emotion, or conviction behind the thought. Of course, you can infuse your own intent in there to really drive it home in a tailor-made situation, such to the point where your creative thoughts ultimately and intentionally have become an outward experience that you enjoy. Not only can identify, but enjoy. All right. Recognize simplicity. So some of you do need to clean up that space. Less is more. Simplify, simplify. Allow the energy to be what it's intended to be in your sacred space, in your utopia. Okay. But the card states, if we try to find something difficult to grasp, then we shall never grasp it, because we shall always think of it as being incomprehensible, unattainable, right? The mind, which we discover within us, is the mind that governs everything. The thing itself, this is the thing itself. And we should recognize its simplicity. So, you guys, long story short, once you identify, like, okay, I get triggered about like this, right? And once you learn, because you're doing the work and utilizing your strength, to dumb it down to its root in its simplest form, the way that we often do with angelic code, perhaps, right? Okay. Then it becomes less of a burden to overcome, to transmute, alchemize, and or to reject. And I say it that way because, you guys, you could be identifying, oh my goodness, I have like these 3 things that just ruminate over and over again, even into my subconscious, right? Come to find out, they were never your own thoughts. They were being projected onto through spell work and intention and evil eye. So you got to do this work, you guys, because you can identify thoughts are in there, and that's well and good. Should you identify them as your own? Not necessarily. You have to check. And again, that goes back to your spirit of discernment as well as your intuition. All right? Ask for the clarity, you guys. You are on this eternal quest too damn late. You're on the quest. It is an eternal, not even just an internal. But you can't get through the eternal without ever having checked into the internal. Please be clear about that. We may stumble, collective, but always there is that eternal voice, forever whispering within our ear, that thing which causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings and sings. It's really, the This is kind of giving like if being alive were a class, this would be being alive 101. Okay, the eternal quest. There is no thing that you could ever do, see, become, or experience here without the quest. And the quest is eternal. Again, I already said this earlier. This is not your first rodeo. This is not your first incarnation. Many of you, this is not even your last. Okay? So it's best to learn the lessons. It's best to call your energy back from those other timelines and versions of yourself and even incarnations of yourself to assist you with creating the most highest vibrational experience that gives you the most bang for your buck, as it were, right? And of course, knowing that you're not here to do it always and in all ways alone by yourself and or with your own devices. Okay? So again, not a setup. Conscious direction is coming out here. Experience has taught us that the subjective tendency of this intelligent law of creative force, all right, many of you probably saw that in the title. We're talking about the law of creative force, okay, which may consciously be directed and definitively used. This is the greatest discovery of all time. Of course, you discover it now in this new earth. Look how new earth that seems to suggest, even just with the illustration. And this deck was created years ago. Time is irrelevant, though. And just like the time is also irrelevant when you receive this message, it is for your now. Please be open and receive it. Okay. So that's basically what I have for you guys today. You know, and again, I ask you, please honor your power. You guys have been, I mean, many of you have had attempts at not only your destiny being taken from you, but your life force. Okay. This could also be connected to the solar plexus issue. Okay. Which definitely does affect, it ties directly to your creative aspect, your creative abilities. All right. This is really serious because, I mean, this is pulling on that very vibration, some of you, that you are to actually have in right working order and in balance so that you can intentionally and definitively create that utopia, that sacred space here in the new earth. Consciously. I mean, this, they make cards about it. It's literally talking about the conscious direction here. All right. And of course, we're always mindful that New Earth is conscious based. See how important this is? But for many of you wondering, like, well, you know, why hasn't so and so come back? Or, you know, why don't I have this? It's because many of you, or, and this is not a dig against teachers, this deck just indicates the princess of discs or pentacles as the teacher. But you know what, now that we're talking about teacher, somebody here could be a teacher. Somebody here could be expected to be a teacher of sorts, whether spiritual or a kindergarten teacher. Okay. And you know what, going back to the kindergarten teacher, there is some significance to teachers don't get paid enough. Okay. I mean, my goodness, there, you want to talk about planting seeds, and you got to plant seeds in your own life plus many, right? Definitely not for the faint at heart. Okay. And so Archangel Michael might also be of some significance to you here, collective member, whether you subscribe as any form of teacher or not. But the sword of clarity and truth is here for you, indicating that this is clearly a message for you to receive, all right, unapologetically, and to believe it as truth, okay, because it is connecting to the new path, okay. Could be some significance to Paris, doesn't have to be the case, or even Europe, all right. And you guys, you could very well have been seeing 1010. We had the 10 of discs come out. I'm now looking at the 10 of pentacles. Some of you could be seeing 5555 or 555 as well. What you've crawled out of has nothing to do with where you're going. It doesn't even exist for you. You've learned the lessons, baby. Like you slayed the demon. You know what I mean? You just need to honor that and live out the beautiful experience. There could be some significance to the monarch butterfly as well. Maybe somebody has a tattoo like that. Um, Look at this. It's so funny because sevens do speak of rewards and closing out cycles, right? And here's some more swords. And they're talking about futility, okay, is the chosen tag word for this particular deck. I believe this is the Urban Tarot Forgive me if that's not it. I have no idea where the deck box is. But look how you're climbing it. Like, babe, this ain't ahead of you. This is behind you, babe. Like you closed out the cycle and you're chill on that. You just have to accept the reward. Whether you resonate with Archangel Michael bringing it in or ushering it into you or not. The angelic realm assistance is very much part and parcel of your birthright package. You're owed this. So give yourselves a chance to live this out. And fuck fear. Like, fear is going to keep you like in the futility, like energy. Like, oh, what was me? Like, I just came here for nothing. Like, I don't even have the bag, can't even find the strap to it, let alone anything to put in it. Yeah, get out of there. You're supposed to be like nowhere near this. This is the new earth. Catch up. And really, it's talking about your conscious effort to catch up. All right. So the bell has rung, you guys, for the final time. And hopefully every single one of you's got something out of that message. I know I did. I know I'm going to circle back and really just kind of be open intentionally to receive this message. That's just me, though, because I'm like channeling aspects of it out, so doing a lot. So I personally, when I know we have these like golden nuggets, as it were, type messages, I do want to make sure I don't leave any crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to accept crumbs, so how am I going to leave them? You know what I'm saying? When the divine is feeding me meals. Just saying, okay? And that's not me tooting my own horn. You guys, I'm very transparent about the fact that I too am working the steps. Like, we're literally all in this together, okay? And that's okay, right? What's not okay is to not do the work and ultimately miss out on the very blessings that we've already earned, that already exist with our names attached to them, and that the divine really wants to give. This isn't like the divine going, God damn it, I hope they don't figure it out, because I was actually really enjoying this brand new vehicle. Like, no, there's no like tit for tat with the divine. Okay. If anything, the divine is always looking for us to receive in a multitude of ways more than we're capable of creating, on our own, and more than, more often than not, we're even expecting. Love and light, eat me. Yay, Creamsicle came home. I love that. Good job. Yes, thank you, universe. Good stuff. So you guys, if you have any questions, now would be the time before I hop off here. We've been at this, a little over an hour. And you know what? No pressure if you don't have any questions. I just get a little nervous towards the end because I'm like, okay, if I don't want to be the one that like logs off too soon and you guys are like, what the frig, right? Because I'm not here to not read your question or not read your cards, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, let me see. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me try to read that again. Okay, towards the end. Okay, now let me see here. Well, we got a yes. We got a yes. You know what it is? This person, okay, I'll tell you what happened, Country Love. Initially, the Knight of Wands also indicating yes, right? Flipped over in the deck, but simultaneously, this other yes card, okay, which is the Six of Cups. Speaking of like childhood and like childlike energy, right? Long story short, if it falls out and onto the ground, it's like overarching energy or like strongly passionate type of energy. And I'm just getting with the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck that you may also know this too, or have suspected this too. This person may not have the wherewithal, or maybe even like if it's not education, it might be tools that would assist this person to do like maybe everything that you were needing done. And that's not like a dig on you, to be clear, like, oh, Conjure Love, why didn't you know? Like, but with this intuitive Earth's Queen at the bottom, I think you're starting to see the bigger picture here. And, this person maybe just is done with the season that they were granted access. Okay. And, it's bittersweet, but, oftentimes we are used as like karmic lessons, right? And it's like, well, what do you mean, universe? I could have just I could have just had this one contractor and just it could have been done by now. And it's like, yeah, but the lesson is also the blessing, right? And here's the sitch. Divine gonna watch you go through something like that. Of course, there's gonna be a blessing on the back end, such to a point where you'll forget, years down the line, the like every aspect of the angst that you had to feel going through this season, as it were, with this individual who definitely you're assisting the divine teach a lesson. That's what I got. All right. Um, okay, physically. Well, country love, with the energies that we just talked about too, babe, especially that I think it was the Six of Cups. This is a soulmate of yours. So yeah, that probably did discourage him, because your energy is addictive. That makes sense. High vibes and ish. Um, and I feel like this person also, it's probably connecting to their ego, because it's like, how like men want to look at, you know what I'm saying? They like a man who is not healed, I'll say it this way, will pick to be around people, whether they're claiming to love them or not, that they view as like not as capable, so that they can remain like in that comfort zone of toxicity, right? In order to like have you, right? And then it's like they look at energy like us, and it's like, what do you mean you're built up with this confidence? What do you mean like you don't need me, you just choose me? Why would you choose me? Like, so there's a lot of stuff where it's like this is not working in this man's favor. And again, going back to lessons and karma and blessings, and right. Oh my goodness. I had to work through that, because I'm like, man, I never even experienced that like in a something that I thought was a relationship. You're over here just trying to pay the man for like the job. He running baths and wow. Wow. That's crazy though. It's kind of crazy work, yeah. But he ran a bubble bath. My good, I never shoot, I gotta work on manifesting with more specificity, because that does sound kind of nice if it's the right setup. Like, oh, babe, you had the bubbles and the wine glass on the thing and a candle. like, wow, right? Like, of course I deserve that, but like, I gotta work on my believability that it could happen and could happen for me. I think, because I lately the universe has been showing me glimpses, and I go, oh, what? Like, yeah, like that exists. Ain't nothing really wrong with him. He don't have kids. Like I'll be asking questions. Whenever I see evidence of this, like real quick, like, so how did you? But it's so funny, because more times than not, like whenever I ask people that like would be appropriate to ask, um, and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? There's gonna be a whole blueprint. Like there could have been like 3 steps to this at least. You gotta figure. But I'm like, either way, I'm like, okay, universe, I see you. Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration, okay, to get way more specific, right? I thought I was getting better at being more specific, but I feel like, yeah, I might have to check myself, because I damn sure don't want to wreck myself any more than I already have, especially in matters of love, or air quotes, big air quotes. I don't know if I've had like love, sadly. I mean, I am love. I have love, but I mean, referable to my love life. Man, I gotta step up my game. Like, shoot, she said the whole bath and everything. And although, you know what, I have had transactional relationships where it's like basically I was paying for what I did receive. So I don't want to be mindful not to manifest that though. It should just be given to me, because I damn sure deserve it, kind of thing. So, still working the program here, you guys. fault me not, right? Because I've been very transparent with y'all. That's why you don't see a soapbox. I don't even have a microphone. So serious. We figuring it out together. We got this. Oh, late. He laid out your PJ's end towels? No, he. Oh. That's kind of creepy though, because what do you mean? Like y'all weren't dating. Like that's really he too comfortable, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's like reciprocity was never really a thing. Like, but also, and there were times where I was just doing too much anyway. I got comfortable being the overgiver, the overlover, right? To the point where I was like, no, it's normal because I'm like the woman and, and like just trying to make the delusion work, right? And it was not working, all right? And I'm grateful to say that, right? Because I'm not a victim. I'm just saying I'm grateful that I'm nowhere. I've just been in some relationships. I thought to myself, and the divine watch this go. But I mean, I was very much protected in spite of the hell that I went through repeatedly, but lesson learned, right? So you guys, listen, please know, anytime you even think I'm preaching on here, I'm practicing it, whatever it is, okay? It's probably why I'm so passionate about it. If you really want to keep it 100. Oh, look at this, the happiness card. This is what we have bargained for. This is why we sacrificed. This is why we didn't give up, okay? And it's giving very right now vibes, you guys. I don't know if you guys eat hot dogs and hamburgers. Gosh, I was talking about hot dogs yesterday. I promise I don't any longer eat them. I don't know that I could anymore. And yes, I used to really like them. Like growing up, I would eat them cold out the pack. Like, no, this is good. This is whoa, right? Um, so not coming for you if you still, eat those kind of foods, but you guys please be mindful, whatever damage you're doing, regardless of if through food or not, you want to balance it out by not always doing whatever the hell that is or eating whatever the heck that is, right? And so I will be posting you guys before week's end about this fast. It's my intent to do 3 days. And you could do any fast you want. It's not, I mean, there's Daniel fast comes to mind, right? Um, Water fast, some people, they have water and tea, right? Or juice, anything you're not chewing on, whatever you feel led to do, if you feel led to do it, okay? And I get it, different strokes for different folks, so please don't feel pressured into something that you're like, I didn't sign up for this. I know, I didn't say you did, okay? But utilize your intuition. If this seems like, okay, it might be something outside of your comfort zone, maybe you've never done it before, and you feel interested in it enough, try it out, right? Just because you say you're going to do the 3 days doesn't mean you have to do the, what if you can't, right? I'm also mindful, you guys, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not here giving medical or legal advice, right? So maybe, you should look into physically, regarding what kind of diagnosis you got. If you can fast in certain ways, right? Maybe you find you can't fast at all. Maybe you find you can fast this way, but definitely not that way, because I don't want you guys putting yourselves at risk for any harsher experience than you've already lived through, okay? To be clear. All right, so let's see. Does creamsicle have any permanent disease? Okay, let me see here. Permanent disease. I don't know if you do Reiki, but I would definitely implement that. Even if it's just through crystals, if you have. But let's see here. I'm just hearing Penelope, but I don't know. All right. Okay. Let me just get a clarifier. All right. So Spirit is clarifying the message that I received. Was the message. So you have, I'm looking at all yeses for the yes, no, eat me, to be clear, right? But the actual, oh, I can't show her. Hold on. It's the world card. Okay, I cannot show her. Is what your initial yes was. I clarified that because it does speak to wholeness, and we were talking about health, right? But in the meantime, I kept hearing Penelope, Penelope, and the understanding that they should be separate. I don't know if you have a. Do you have a Penelope cat? Is Penelope a cat? Penelope is your other cat. Okay. Um, I would keep them separate. Okay, because Spirit is saying that it's like me trying to explain the inexplicable. Spirit is saying that what I heard in the channeling, okay, which was the part about keep them separate, okay, is true. That is a clear channel, is what is being indicated by this other yes card, specifically the Eight of Wands, talking about communication. And of course, the yes was also at the bottom of the deck. So can't get around the yes. All right. But I need you to keep, yeah, I need you to keep, so eat me. I don't want you to actually like literally be rocking with fear, but I get what you're saying though, to be clear. But also I need you to kind of celebrate this in the sense that your intuition, okay, because that's what happened. Your intuition was telling you that they shouldn't be together. And now I'm confirming that with communication. See how that works? All right. Yeah. So, I'm getting that, chances are you're just to assist Creamsicle with having the best end of days kind of thing, right? And even if it doesn't mean it's like literally like a thing, I mean, World card is pretty clear about closing out cycle, like completion, right? But it may just be, irregardless, the message was to not keep Creamsicle with Penelope, right? But the wait, hold on. Okay, let me see here about Penelope, because I feel like Penelope's good, but let me just oh, Justice card, you're good. You're good. Just don't act like you know. Don't act like you don't know now, Amy, is basically what it was. Yeah, because if not, that ain't gonna be good. But please, this is also justice over the mental space. So if you should be fearing, again, I'm not saying you should be, but if you should, right? Please know that justice stands over. So you could just, again, like we spoke about, like, I don't know, two sessions ago, I think it was, justice stands for me. Justice stands for Penelope. Justice stands for Creamsicle. Justice, right? And from one person's justice to the next, it's going to look different. So it's okay to just give a blanket statement in the most highest vibrational manner and intent, of course, duh, right? That justice stands, okay? Because that's the truth. All right, no worries. No worries, eat me, okay? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, all right. She's 2 years old. All right, let me make sure I didn't skip over anybody here. Okay. You're starting the watermelon fast, country love? I feel like I don't know. The watermelon has not been watermeloning lately, so I even got some juice, like thinking that was like maybe like a workaround, and I was like, the juice ain't I don't know. So I don't know if it's like it could be so many things, really. I won't go down that rabbit hole in a setting. I gotta watch what I say on here. Anywho, right? So that's why I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do like the watermelon fast, because I got some other stuff and some other teas that I just like personally have been found that I need to be implementing just to assist myself, kind of thing. So but do whatever you guys feel led to do. If you feel led to do it, and again, no pressure. I'm probably going to be looking at, you know what, you guys, I'm probably gonna have to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because I can't really do it. I'm trying to think. Wait, hold on a second. I can't do it Monday. So, it's probably gonna be, because I can't do it Friday. Like, I need it to be done for Friday, so. I have to actually think about that, because you know what? I'm gonna meditate on that to see when I should start it, because maybe it shouldn't be this week and it might have to be next week. I was trying to get it as close to the beginning of the month, obviously, right? But I have some things on a personal note that I definitely have to get through. So I'm not certain about that. Bear with me. I will definitely for sure post it. Because I don't want anyone thinking like, oh yeah, I'm fat, you know, like that I'm fasting when I'm not, right? Kind of thing. So you guys, irregardless, if you feel led, like you know you have to do it this week for whatever reason, be my guest. I'm supporting you, of course. This is not like follow the leader kind of stuff. But you guys did ask me last time when you found out that I was doing one or on the other side of one. You did ask to be informed. So I'm going to do my best to inform you as soon as I know what the heck is going on with that. Because now that I think about it, and I'm on the freaking live stream, there might have been one or two things coming up this week that I didn't factor in that might actually have to push it into next week. So maybe we could even do like the beginning of next week. But I don't want to make a hasty decision, so I definitely want to meditate on that. Okay, we got through the message. All right, we got through another week. I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm so grateful for you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on the live stream. I hope I was able to give you some clarity that you were specifically looking for in your right now, because that was the intent, and that literally was the message. Okay. So thanks for assisting with getting the watch hours up. Thanks for sharing the video, you guys. If you share the video to other, you know, outside platforms, it really assists with the algorithm understanding you guys are watching, you guys are enjoying and stand behind the content. All right. And I'm not mindful that there are many of you doing just that. Thank you so much. It's working. You guys are great. And you guys, I need you to know we're doing this together. Like, this isn't really about like one of us, it's about the collective of us. Always and in all ways, all right, putting our best foot forward, celebrating each other's wins, keeping each other encouraged, and sharing each other, love light, essentially. Okay. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for even clicking on the video, uh, just even doing that, right? You guys don't even do that. You come on, you click the like. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. And you're helping not only yourselves, but many others that we have yet to actually, align with, perhaps to share even more beautiful experiences. But you guys, even if we never had that, I just need you to know that the experience, just what we already have, if I do say so myself, has been truly phenomenal. And I'm so grateful that sometimes I even choose to think about it and I just smile. And people just look at me like, what are you? And I'm just like, oh, my collective. I have the best collective, hands down. You guys, nobody's telling me anything different. So please don't be the one to tell you anything different about you. And simultaneously divinity. So there's that. Okay. I love you guys. Have a phenomenal weekend. And I definitely look forward to the next live stream. Thank you for following the rules. And thank you for remembering to show up for yourselves today. You are needed and your life definitely does matter. Please don't second guess that. Okay. Much love and light.